Donald Trump's tariffs have been ruled illegal by a federal activist judge in a federal appeals court. The ruling is currently stayed while it's being sorted out. Trump himself also responded directly to this and stating, in fact, that his tariffs are in effect despite this ruling saying so by this activist federal judge. Here's the thing. Regardless of what the eventual ruling is going to be here when it comes to tariffs, it'll likely be that these activist judges have no say in things like tariffs. But tariffs, much like everything else in the Trump presidency, are not as big of a deal as the media makes it out to be. Any negative that can be talked about or exploited has been amplified because it's Trump doing it. Many of these media pundits also love to tout how tariffs could, and I stress could, have negative effects like some price rises on foreign goods. But they never mention the benefits, such as revenue for the government, which Trump plans on using to pay off the national debt and hopefully remove federal income taxes, protection for domestic industries and job creation, and a tool to address trade imbalances by encouraging production here domestically and reducing reliance on imports. It can also be used as a negotiating tactic to get better deals with other countries that Trump has been using it for. So then leftists have the nerve to come up to me or other conservatives and sit there and say that we don't understand how tariffs work because all they can see is what the media has told them and the lies they've said about how costs are going to go up on all the foreign goods. There's more to it than just that possibility, which so far hasn't been an issue. Stocks are up, prices have not spiked, and good deals are being made that are beneficial to America. And I always come back to this question with no Democrat leftists have been able to give a good answer to. If tariffs were so bad, why does every other country use them and have used them for years? Can anybody explain that one to me? Or is it just a bunch of whining? Because again, this is one of those situations like I told Brandon earlier. It's the negative because Trump is doing it. If anybody else was doing it, as I just showed you, all these other presidents who have done it throughout the years with tariffs, and nobody said a damn thing. Maybe they didn't use them. Maybe they didn't use them to the extent Donald Trump is using them. But again, where was the complaining here? Anywhere. I got people I know. Oh, you don't understand weird. Tariffs. Bullshit, I don't.
Neither do you.
I understand them. Oh, you mean them?
No, I'm not. Yes,
but even then,
they're only repeating what they've heard on the news. You don't know shit. You're just telling me what you heard.
Yeah,
basically. And that is and they're only repeating unbiased opinion or a very biased opinion.
Very biased. Yeah. Trump's going to ruin the economy. I don't know how many people I saw when the stocks dipped when he first initially, put them in on, Liberation Day because he put him high because he was trying to get people to come to the table, and that's what dropped the stocks. But then once he leveled it out like we wanted it to, it came back up where it was supposed to be and even got higher. But they won't tell you that shit. I had people telling me, "Oh, the stocks are not going to recover. The economy is going to tank. It's going to be down as long as he's in office because of those." No, he did that on purpose to bring people to the table. And once he got them there, it's what he planned on, guys. It's part of the plan.
And then he got the number he wanted.
Yeah. Bingo. So, and again, could cost of goods rise? Sure. I've not seen anything that's been uberly affected. Even Democrat Bill Maher has gone on his, Club Random podcast and said, I thought tariffs were going to destroy things, but so far everybody's just living their lives and going about their business and nothing's really happened. Even he said that. Any thoughts on the tariffs and potentially being illegal? I don't think I'm sure they're not going to even worry about this. I'm sure that activist judge is going to be overruled and it's not going to matter. They're just trying to slow things down, as always.
One of those things. Like, this is the one thing that I've learned ever since Trump got elected, both times, that it's like the cried wolf. They say things and they do things within their power for them to do things, knowing in the long run it means nothing. But it's the front look that goes, look at this. We did this. This is what he's doing. We're stopping this. In reality, they're not. They're not going to talk about this when it doesn't go through, when it doesn't happen. You won't hear about it again. You know what I'm saying? It'll just silently go away. All that matters is the upfront image, the upfront look. That's all that they care about. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they care about. They want the front page, that headline in that moment. They know what's going to happen on the back end. They don't give a shit about that. They want the initial look, because the initial look is all they have to do to capture their audience and to get their points out. That's it.
Yep.
Whatever takes place after that is irrelevant. It doesn't matter.
Because they're low IQ voters and their base. It does matter, but they're low IQ voters and their base, they'll forget about it weeks later, and they'll be like, oh, they won't stop and think, oh, by the way, that tariff stuff they lied to us about, it's actually working. No, they heard the lie. They bought it hook, line, and sinker. They've moved on. And then they'll hear the next lie, buy it, move on. They won't hear the lie, wait and see the results, and then go, oh, shit, they lied. That's a problem.
But it's also, if it's going to court and a judge is going to rule on it, and the activist judge says it's illegal, he takes it to the Supreme Court. It's not illegal. He gets a ruling. Then when he's not a president in 4 years, the next president doesn't have to deal with this bullshit. So everything that Donald Trump is doing is setting us up for the future. So all of it, the trans shit, the tariffs, Doge, all of that. This wasn't just another 4-year election. That's what people don't get. I don't want to talk about midterms. I don't want to talk about 2028 because the fucking election cycle, the voting system is not right. So when we still got Dominion voting systems out there, that's what we need to focus on.
Yeah. Not only that, I thought this is a side note here. Didn't the Supreme Court rule recently that these federal activist judges have no jurisdiction in these matters, but they're doing it still? Why? I mean, they flat out said, you guys need to stay in your lane, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
They're defying Supreme Court orders. We talked about that maybe a month or two ago on the channel about how they took it to the Supreme Court and they flat out ruled, yeah, these judges are overstepping their bounds. But it doesn't seem to stop them. Until somebody does, they're going to keep trying to pull this crap. If I'm Donald Trump and the administration, I ignore it. Keep doing it, and they're still active. They've not been taken down. So tariffs are still in place. So yeah. Thank you for checking out this clip from the Dragon's Den podcast. If you like what you saw here, please consider checking out our full podcast every single Friday night here on the channel, live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Rumble. And until our next video, guys, take care, and God bless.